Good morning, everyone. Good morning, and thank you all for joining us today for this webinar session. Thank you so much. We're most grateful. My name is Omomi Olarinre, and I work for the Lagos State Employment Trust Fund. The Lagos State Employment Trust Fund is an agency of the Lagos State government, and we were set up in 2016 to tackle the youth unemployment issues. At the Lagos State Employment Trust Fund, what we have done is to use ecosystem approaches to actually tackle this unemployment problem. So what we do is we try to provide access to affordable finance, skills and capacity building, and also we provide business support to businesses within Lagos State, so to micro, small and medium enterprises within Lagos State. At LSETF, we quickly realized, especially during this COVID-19 pandemic, that we are all living in unprecedented times, and it is an especially difficult time for business owners within the state. So which is why we are constantly bringing out initiatives and programs that can help you weather this storm and help you, keep your businesses afloat even during this period. One of the things we quickly realized is that there's a new normal, and everybody knows that. So it can't be business as usual anymore. That means that the everyday trading technique of I see my customers one-on-one physical interaction is now going to be pretty much limited or even altogether zeroed out. So which is why today LSETF has decided to partner with Digital Marketing Skill Institute in order to bring you this webinar on how to move your sales from being a physical sale or a physical trading center to online, so that you can acquire more sales. With me on this call today, on this webinar as a host, we have Toby Ashende, who is the CEO and founder of Digital Marketing Skill Institute. However, before I pass over to Toby, I'd just like to go through a few housekeeping notes. So one, there'll be a Q&A session after this, after Toby takes us through his slides. Kindly start dropping your questions in the chat box, even during the session, and we will definitely try to answer as many questions as possible at the end of this session. Okay, so now I'll just introduce Toby. Toby Ashende is a passionate entrepreneur who is passionate about digital marketing. He's a graduate of the University of Portsmouth, United Kingdom. He actually started his first business in 2020 with a laptop, his bed, and internet connection. Toby is here today as the founder of Digital Marketing Skills Institute and also at Digital Marketing Skills Institute. Toby has been recognized around the world for his contribution in Africa and both in the UK for his contribution to digital marketing and also job creation. Toby is here to take us through these slides, and hopefully at the end of his session, we'll be better informed and educated into how we can move our businesses onto e-commerce platforms. Thank you very much for your time, and Toby, over to you.
Thank you very much, Omowomi, for the introduction. Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about how to shift your sales strategy to online, how to shift your sales strategy to online and to ensure that you profit from it during and after COVID. We are all aware of what's going on right now all over the world. The pandemic, the coronavirus pandemic that has that affected everybody over the world. Right now, okay, so now in terms of, so to start my training, I'm going to start with the buying. Before COVID-19, right, before coronavirus, right, there was a buying cycle that was usually very, very common amongst us all, right? And that buying setting, that buying, what they call it, the buying cycle, right, which is the process someone takes in order to buy from us, our products or services, right, it goes in this particular format, right? So the first thing is customer becomes aware, right? So the customer becomes aware of their needs, their problem. Oh, you become aware, oh, I need a baby wipe. Oh, I need a cream. Oh, I need this particular clothes. I need this particular product. And then the next thing we do typically is to go to shops, to go to malls, and to go to markets, right, for potential solutions. Right now, because of the COVID-19 and the coronavirus, um, businesses are forced to work one day off, one day on, right? And they are also, I mean, aside from that, consumers are not readily open to go into the market areas or to go to malls and stores to find what they're looking for because of the fear of being infected by the coronavirus, right? So there's a bit of change in that part. So you have people, and before, people would always want to go to stores, go to physical locations to try to get to get products and services that they need, right? And then afterwards, after they go to the stores and location, they would evaluate, right? So they will go meet the customers, they will evaluate their options to fulfill their needs. Now, when you go to the shop, typically you see a salesperson. So I'm going to explain it with the diagram on the right-hand side, right? Then afterwards, they decide on that particular product. So you, for example, I need a body cream. I go to the closest mall, right? And then I go buy the product from the closest mall, right? And then afterwards, I would afterwards, I would now, sorry, 1 second, please. All right, so after I go to the store, I would evaluate, I'll look at the options that are there to make a final decision. And then afterwards, I would make a decision to buy that particular product. And if what I bought is, I like it and it's good, I'm most likely going to tell my family, my friends, or my neighbor, right, about that same product, then I evangelize that product. So the diagram on the right-hand side kind of gives an explanation. So typically now people need your products and services. So they go to the mall on a normal day before the new normal, right? They go to the mall, and then when they go to the mall, you have a salesperson there that is there to answer them, right? And then based on the response and their evaluation, they make a decision, a buying decision. Now, this same process is what happens when you're taking your business online, when you're shifting your sales strategy online. Because in this, your sales strategy is to look for a location, to put a store or your physical store in a location where people come to, where you have a lot of walk-in customers, right? And then when they walk into your business, you have a salesperson that is there to answer them, right? And then afterwards, then they make their buying decision. Now, what really is different here is now with the online, is that with the online, you now have your store is now replaced with an e-commerce website or a website, right? Now, the content of your store is now the salesperson. So people come to your website and they make those decisions based on the contents that they see on your website and what your salesperson, which is the content on your website, is telling them in order to make a buying decision. Right now, what also sets the difference between the current method and moving online using a brick and mortar store, a physical store, and moving online, is that the difference there is that with the online, you have the issue of trust and you have the issue of credibility. And that's part of what I'm going to be discussing today and talking about what I think that we need to do in order to be able to shift our sales strategy online successfully, right? So now I'm going to go to, so I have two major case studies that I would like to share with us, right? So the first one is Primark. So Primark is an European brand, right? That's a UK brand that sells clothes, clothing material, clothes, ready-made clothes and things like that, right? Fashion. Now, what you would notice is that before the pandemic, they were easily making 650 million pounds a month, right? And as a result of the pandemic, having to shut down their stores, they went from making that amount to zero amount. Now, I especially picked this brand because they actually have an online presence. They have an online presence, right? So they have an online they have a website, but now the only thing there is that they don't take orders from their website. So they don't allow people to run transactions from their website. All you can see is the clothes that you want, and then you find the nearest store where you can go get that particular product, right? Now, unfortunately, they failed to shift their strategy online. They failed to shift their entire strategy online so that people can be able to buy and they get delivered to, right? And unfortunately, that is costing them a lot of money that they could have been making, and as a result of that, they are owing rent, they're not paying staff, they are laying off people. And I mean, that's also going to give you one of the reasons why at the end of this, we're going to be sharing with you access to a free resource that you can learn how to build your own e-commerce and your own website for you, so that you can shift your sales strategy online. You can ensure your business keeps running, and you can ensure that you are keeping people at their job and even hiring more people, right? Just like so in terms of the new sales strategy right now, if you move your sales strategy online, now this is the sales circle that people use, right? So now your customers become aware. Now people are becoming aware of, oh, I need this particular product, I need this particular service. And then the next thing that they go and do is they go online, they go on Google to go search, or they go on social media to go search, or to go look for to go look for the solutions, what they're looking, what they need, right? Now, once they go search, the next thing they do is to evaluate what's the different options. Is this any good? Is this any better? And then the next thing that they do is to decide. And after they decide, they go ahead and evangelize. They tell people about it, about the products and services. So it's just like, for example, right now I need to buy food, right? I can't go into the restaurants again, or I can take takeout, but I wouldn't really want to go there because I'm afraid that I might get contacted, I might get COVID-19. So as a result of that, I would prefer to stay in my house, right, and then order. But now my question is, I don't know which restaurant actually sells food. So what I would do is I would go online and search for restaurants that sell food. Or lucky enough, I see an advert that shows to me that, oh, so brand or so company actually that can deliver food to my house, right? Then the next thing I do is to do what? Check them out and see if there are any other options to evaluate them, and then I make a decision to buy. And now that I've ordered food in my house, if I'm talking to a friend that is also in need of that, I'm telling the friend, oh, this company actually orders food and they can deliver to your house, their food is very good, and things like that. And I evangelize for that particular brand, and most likely I become an active user as well of that particular brand. So here's the pictorial representation on the right-hand side. So you can see you have the consumer, and you have the company called Cameras Are Us. Now the consumer becomes aware that she needs a camera, right? And so she goes to ask friends on Facebook, she goes on Google to search, right? And then when she goes on Google to search, on Facebook to search, she sees a couple of cameras. So Cameras Are Us, because they know that this is the new trend, they've strategically done what? They've created a website, they've written a blog post on different camera reviews, built an e-commerce website where they sell their cameras, written camera reviews, written a blog post about camera reviews. So this consumer, which is either me or you right now, right, now goes to that blog post, reads the content on the blog post, and then now goes into evaluation stage. Any suggestion now, because Cameras Are Us obviously now knows what I'm talking to you about, right? They've also realized that, oh, for customers to make a decision, right, they would want to evaluate, right? In the brick and mortar store, in the physical store, we have a salesperson that will try to convince people to buy our product. But now when it comes to online, how do we do that, right? So what they've done is what? They've put customer ratings and customer reviews, right? So that the consumer can read through the reviews and the ratings and then make a decision. And then finally, the consumer goes ahead and does what? And makes a decision to buy goes ahead to buy the Sony camera, right? And then afterwards, Cameras Are Us also knows that, okay, so if this person likes this product and we deliver on time, why don't we get the person to share it on social media to say, oh, share with your friends that you just bought this particular camera from Camera.org. So when they send an email saying, thank you for your purchase, we hope that you like it after the delivery has been made, then they put, okay, don't forget, kindly share this with your, on your social media platforms, right? So that way, she now goes ahead and then shares it. So imagine if she has 1,000 followers, about 150 of her followers gets to see that, oh, she just bought a camera from Camera.org, and then that also expands. And even if her friends are also in need, we just go straight again to go buy Camera.org. So you see, the online method, shifting your sales strategy online actually opens you up to a new opportunity, right? So that takes me to my next case study. So as regards to Amazon, right? And so as regards to Primark, right? Amazon has always been an online platform, right? And during the old COVID-19 period, they've seen a tremendous increase in the amount of sales that they make, right? So their sales have doubled as a result of them having their strategy, having their sales strategy online, right? So their sales has more than doubled, right? Now you also have another case study here of a Chinese company that is into cosmetics, right? And during the when the pandemic was high and still went right now, right? They are running at a 40% capacity of their physical store. So that means most of their, about 60% of their physical stores are open and 40% are closed. And as a result of that, they had sales challenges. And now, so some of their staff, who are their beauty advisor, their salesperson inside their physical stores, went online and started to engage customers virtually, started to promote, advertise what the business does online. And as a result of that, they were able to achieve 200% growth compared to the previous year. So that means that in the previous year, when they were running solely the physical store, right, they didn't even make as much sales as when they moved their structure through to what they call using online strategies, right, in order to drive their sales. And this is the reasons why it's very, very important that we understand that moving our sales strategy online is very, very important at this particular point in time, right? Anybody that is not doing that right now will most likely be left behind. So now the question is, so how do I maximize? I want to sell online. How do I maximize what they call it, the buying cycle? How do I maximize my sales strategy when it comes to online, right? To marketing online marketing, right? So there are a couple of questions that we must answer, right? One is, how do we make the customer more aware of the products and services? So before I answer that question, I just want to be sure that we are following, right? So if you're following, you can put in the comment area that you are following, right? That you are following and it's making sense, right? And if there's anything you don't understand, you can put in the comment area. You can also ask questions in the what they call it, in the comment area. Okay, awesome. All right. So there are a couple of questions that we must answer. So the first question is, how do we make the customer more aware of our products and services, right? So that's the first thing. Now with online strategy, there are different ways. So I'm going to explain that there are two major types of ways. You have the free method, and you have the online. You have the free method, and you have the paid method, right? So which is also referred to as the you have the organic method, and you also have the what they call it, the paid method. Okay, right? So you have the organic method and you have the paid method. So organic method is, I hope we have our pen and our papers, our notebooks to take notes, right? So organic methods are search engine optimization. So that's ranking organically on search results, right? It's also engaging on forums, right? Engaging on forums, commenting on forums, joining groups, Facebook groups, LinkedIn groups, and engaging on those groups, posting links to your products and services, and that. So those are free method. Now, paid methods are when you run ads on Facebook, on different social media networks, when you run ads on different news websites like Linda Ikeji, Punch, Guardian, and all these platforms. So when you run ads on those platforms, right? You also have what they call it. You also have paid, what we call the paid search. So I'm going to try and show you an example right now. So I'm going to go and, you'll see my screen, right? So just, if you can see my screen, just put there, you can see my screen. So I can show you this, what I'm about to show you right now, right? So for example, if I come and search for digital marketing training in, let's say, for example, in Lagos, right? So now you see this result is paid, right? This is what they call paid search or SEM, right? Now under this particular result, under this, right, is what you call organic search results. This is what we call organic search results, right? And this is what you call organic search results, where you are able to rank organically on what they call it, on the search results. So let me try and link this to a brick and mortar store. A brick and mortar store, typically you want to have your store in a mall or niche market areas like Lagos Island, like Alaba, and all these niche market, because you know that a lot of people are coming there to come and look for your products and services, right? Now, when it comes to online, you have to drive the traffic to you, and you can drive the traffic through free method by optimizing your website to rank on search results. That's one. Or ranking or engaging on forums, going on forums, answering questions on forums, and putting links to your products and services on those forums. Obviously, you have to be helpful on those forums so that you can be able to get people's attention. Now, as regards the brick and mortar store, right? As regards the brick and mortar store, where people come to the market, right? When it comes to online, people do what you have to advertise to them. Now, the flip side of it, and I feel a lot of business owners struggle to spend money to advertise, right? And they feel like, oh, I have a brick and mortar store, I sell, and now they try to go online and they're like, oh, should I really advertise to people and things like that? You have to understand that your rent, right? The rent of like for example, if you want to rent a store in the Ikeja City Mall, it's a lot more expensive than you want to rent a store at your corner on your street, a shop on your street, right? The reason to that is because Ikeja City Mall has built in the cost of the traffic that comes into Ikeja City Mall, right? So Ikeja City Mall, for those that are outside Nigeria, I see people from different parts of the world, part of this webinar. Ikeja City Mall is a mall in Nigeria located in Lagos, right? And so you have a lot of people coming to what they call it, to Ikeja City Mall, for example, right? And so those people are built in the cost of your store. So you end up paying almost like 3 million per quarter, and at the end of the year, you're paying almost like 12 million for rent, right? That amount, when it comes to online, you would want to take a portion of that amount to spend. Now, the good thing is that you might not have to spend as high as that in order to make the same amount of sales that you make, but your investment in advertising, in being able to rank organically on search results, right, will translate to the kind of results that the kind of sales that you're going to make at the end of the day, right? But traffic is not everything, and I'm going to be sharing 5 strategies, 5 things that you need to know. So if you stay with me. Now, the other thing is, how do we entice them? How do we entice our customers with an irresistible offer, an offer that they cannot resist, right? Now, how do we do that? So we do that in different ways. We can use discounts. We can use bonuses, right? We can use discounts to entice them. We can use bonuses. Some of us, we have old stocks. We can add it as a bonus. If you buy these products, you get this for free. Or we have a particular part of our products that we can always, inbuild the cost into our cost and then give it as an addition for free, right? We can make our products in discount format. But I'm going to be sharing more of those strategies as I move on with this presentation. So make sure you stay till the end, right? And then the next question you need to answer is, why would they not buy from? Why would they not act? Now, one of the things I tell people is that people don't buy online because of 2 reasons. One, because of procrastination, right? So they're interested in your products and your services, but they feel like, oh, I can always come back to this website next time. And I'm going to be telling you what you're going to do in order to solve that particular problem. So if you stay with me to the end, you would get a lot, and I can tell you very well that by the end of this, you shall be blessed. Okay. Now, the second reason why people don't buy from you is because you don't answer all their doubt questions, right? Now, their doubt questions is surrounding trust, right? So they don't trust you. They don't know your brand before. They see your advert online and they're like, oh, so why should I buy from this particular person, right? but because of the fact that you are, because of the fact that so they have questions that they want to ask, right? And I always use this as an example. So for example, imagine you're walking down a mall and someone walks up to you and tells you to buy an iPhone 11, right? To buy an iPhone 11 for £10, right? Or for $10, right? To buy an iPhone 11 for $10 or 5,000 naira, for example, right? You most likely would do what? You most likely would be like, oh, this guy is a scam, right? And that's the truth, because most times people don't trust. I mean, this is the first time the guy is coming to you and is giving you such a ridiculous offer, right? When it comes to online, that's almost how it is. So people are seeing your adverts, people are going and they're like, oh, who is this particular brand? I don't know this brand before, so why should I really buy from this particular brand? And even if I know the brand before, I still want to have questions to ask. Like, for example, if you go into a store, you see a clothes, you still want to ask the salesperson, okay, so how much is this product? How durable is this product, and things like that. So so when it comes to online, you want to have your social media platform, use your Instagram highlights to give answers to doubt questions. If you are delivering, let people know how long the delivery is going to take, how quality your product is. People want to know, oh, do anybody else use you? Does anybody else buy from your brand, from your company? You want to put testimonials, you want to put customers' review on your website. You want to answer commonly asked questions that people would have about your product and your service. Okay, right? So like I said, as I move on, I'm going to be sharing 5 strategies that would highlight this a lot more, right? Then the 4th thing that you want to do is, how can we recognize and anticipate their need, right? So now the question is, how do we recognize what their needs are? How do we anticipate their needs? So this one, I'm going to let you stay with me so that I can give you the answer to that. Okay, so I'm sure we have a deal. All right, so the next thing is I'm going to be sharing the 5 strategies to drive your sales, to drive sales online, right, during and after COVID-19. Now, the first thing that I would talk about is that online gives you an avenue to do what? To target new, to explore new target audience that you originally not have access to, right, on a brick and mortar store. So even if you are a big brand, you're not going to be able to even have access to the form of data and the form of targeting that you can have access to as regards to the online. And I'm going to show you practically what I'm talking about, right? So as I'm moving forward, let me go ahead and explain how online works when it comes to targeting audiences and how new audiences are able to be achieved. All right. Now, every device, every laptop, every mobile device, every tablet has a unique number, right? On phones and tablets, they have IMEI numbers. On laptops, they have serial numbers that uniquely identifies each of these devices, right? Now, these numbers are used to identify each devices. Now, the second thing that is there is that on each of these devices, on our phone, we have a lot of free apps that we've downloaded, even some paid apps also. On our laptops, we have some free apps that we also use. So for example, we all use Google Chrome, we all use Explorer, we all use different internet browsers on our phones and on our laptops, right? Some of us have gone ahead to install WhatsApp, Telegram for desktop. Some of us have gone ahead to install those things on our phone. Now, majority of those times when we install them, we automatically, most times, click the yes, the things that pops up on the screen, and we click yes on them, giving these platforms, these apps, opportunity to track what we do, right? Now, these platforms now do what? They track our behavior on the internet, right? Some of us, when we fill some of those, when we are registering on those platforms, we give them some information, some of our personal information, like our date of birth. We give out some form of information when we fill the form. Aside from that, when we visit certain websites, so for example, a job seeker, for example, will be visiting a lot of job-related websites, right? Now, these platforms are tracking everything that we are doing on those devices, right? But they don't know that, oh, it is Toby that is searching for this particular device. But they know that, oh, this device 12.0 ABC is has recently been visiting different job sites, And so what these platforms would do, and they now have advertising platforms, like for example, like Facebook, for example, I'm going to show you Facebook real quick, right? Like Facebook, for example, now knows and now categorizes those people as job seekers, right? Now categorizes those people as what do you call it, as job seekers, okay? Right. So now, as a marketer, as a business owner that maybe helps people to rewrite their CVs, right? That helps people to rewrite their CVs. What I would do is I will go ahead and do what, and go on Facebook and target people that have visited those job sites and people that are looking, that have interest around people that have interest around job sites, okay? Right? So in order to also help me to give more examples related to some of us that are here today, right, I would appreciate that in the chat area, we go ahead and we go ahead and list out some of, okay, so I get a comment here that I'm too fast. Go ahead and read I want us to go ahead and put some of the products that we do, some of the services that we do, what our business is about in the comment area, right? So that would help me to give more examples that are relatable to the audience today. So let me know what you do in the area. Okay, so I can see cosmetics, right? I can see training, tax consulting. I can see event planning, website design, fresh deliveries, music academy. Okay, so bookkeeping. Okay, so I'm gonna, okay, interior design, fashion design. All right. So thank you very much, guys. Really, this is really amazing that we are sharing all our what we do and things like that. So I can see a lot of people surrounding accounting, surrounding fashion, surrounding real estate, and surrounding different online businesses, right? So I'm going to be able to give more ideas surrounding that. So for example, let me use fashion, for example. I'm a fashion brand, right? And my goal is I make shoes, okay? Right? I make trainers to be specific, or I sell trainers, right? And, I sell trainers. Now, my consumers, right, most likely when they want to buy trainers, they will go online and search for trainers. They will check Nike, they will check Adidas, they will check different brands that makes the trainers, the kind of trainers that I do or that I sell, right? So I will go on Facebook and target Adidas and target Nike, right? So that they can see my adverts, and because they've already shown an interest that they like those kind of products, right? It is easier for them to do what? To buy my product. So I'm an accounting services, for example, a platform like Facebook has categorized small business owners. I can easily target small business owners. So in order not for it to sound like I'm speaking gibberish, right? I would go ahead and share my screen, and so I can make this a lot practical and a lot in a way that makes sense to every one of us. Okay, right, awesome. So if you can see my screen, just say yes. So I'm going to assume that you already have a Facebook account, right? I'm going to assume that you already have a Facebook account, right? So if you can see my screen, just say yes. Thank you very much. Awesome. This is amazing. All right, so so just look at my screen. So I'm going to click on traffic for the benefit of this, and I'm going to click on continue. So now Facebook, so I'm going to show you how to target, right? No, so first thing first is that Facebook actually has this amazing feature, right? This feature that is amazing, right? So Facebook has this feature that is amazing, where you have what we call the custom audience. Now, the custom audience allows you to retarget people that have visited your website. So for everybody that have come to your website, to your e-commerce website, your online website, you can reshow your advert to them in over a period of 180 days, or going back to 180 days, in the last 180 days, okay? This is also amazing. Assuming I have a brick and mortar store and I've been taking the emails, phone numbers, of everyone's information, right? What I would do is that I would take that information, I would upload it on Facebook, and Facebook would show my advert to everyone that has walked into my store, right? Now, the other thing that Facebook also allows me to do is to retarget everybody that, assuming I have a mobile app, right? To retarget everyone that has used my mobile app, that is using my mobile app. So assuming we develop a mobile app, for example, for LSCTF, right? For everybody that uses LSCTF, whenever we want to pass in a new message to them, we can do what? We can show them that particular advert, right? Then also the amazing thing is also that you can also integrate online with your offline. What this means is that you can go ahead and for everybody that comes to your physical store, whenever they go online, you can continue to run ads to them after they visit your physical store, right? Facebook and Instagram also allows you to retarget people based on people that have watched your videos, right? People that have watched your videos, right? Also, it also allows you to retarget people that have watched your Instagram, that have commented on your Instagram profile, sent you a DM, or liked any of your posts on Instagram. Facebook has lead forms where you can auto-generate information. So Facebook allows you to retarget people that have also seen your ad. So I know a lot of people will be saying that, oh, I've mentioned retargeting a couple of times, right? What do I mean by retargeting? Retargeting basically is when people have engaged with your brand before, you can continue to show them your advert so that they can continue to see your ad. Now, this is very, very powerful, right? Majorly because for everybody that is seeing your ad, right? This is majorly powerful. Are we together, right? Because there's a part of credibility that is called presumed credibility, right? Which is a general assumption that this brand is what they call it, is credible. Now, you make that assumption based on the fact that you have seen that brand or you have engaged with that brand over and over and over again. So, and a lot of sales actually do happen when people do what? See your brand for the second time or the third time. Now, when it comes to online, one thing that we must realize with online is that you are using Instagram, for example, right? And so you see an ad on Instagram at that particular point in time, you're not even thinking of buying that particular product, but you like what they do. So you go ahead and do what? You go ahead and like that particular post, right? Now, if that brand re-advertised to you again because you made that action, then there's an higher chance that you will buy from that brand by the third or the fourth time you see that particular brand's ad, right? So this is a particularly very, very powerful avenue to advertise where you can experiment, you can target new markets, right? This you cannot do in a physical store unless you do it on the online platform, okay? Now, don't forget what I'm saying. Stay to the end so that you can get access to the free training, to get a free scholarship, to get the free training to learn how to build your own website and your own online store, okay? Now, so that's it for that part, right? The next thing that I want to show you is that I will now explain the new market, the new audience, right? So how do we target new audience, okay? Right, so now how do we target new audience? So the way we target new audience, like I explained, for a job seeker, when I gave the example of a job seeker, if I come here and I type job, right, you can see job hunting. Now, Facebook has categorized everybody that recently have gone to different job sites, right, to look for job as they are as they are job hunting. So if I have a product that would appeal more to job seekers, I will just choose job hunting. Now, the interesting part of it is that it also shows me the amount of people, my potential reach, the amount of people that I can potentially reach that are currently doing what? Job hunting. So I can potentially reach 420,000 people that are job hunting. So imagine if I can reach that number of people and I can just convert 1% of them into sales, the amount of sales that you can make. So moving your sales strategy online allows you to do what? Allows you to open up new markets, okay? Right? So I'm spending my time a lot here. So for example, for a lot of people that sell to business owners, right? For example, I can come here like the consulting companies that are here. I will come here and put small business, right? So there's the behavioral pattern. Facebook has also categorized small business owners either because they use based on what they use, based on what they use their social media platforms for. So for most of us that use our social media platform to sell one product or the other, Facebook has categorized us as small business owners, okay? Right? And so as consulting companies that are targeting business owners, you can easily get across to these people like this. And also, you can also get across to them. So if you click on suggestion, the good thing that Facebook also gives you additional suggestion, right? So we can target people that own retail pages on Facebook. So that means they have their Facebook account, they own a Facebook account on Facebook that they use to that Facebook has categorized them under retail, right? You also have business people that own business pages, Facebook and food and restaurant people that own Facebook and food and restaurant owners, right? Health and beauty, community and clubs, right? You have sports page owners, so people that sell sports related products, right? The last time I spoke about so for fashion people, for example, we can target by brands, right? So for example, I can target Nike, right? So you can see I can target Nike. So I can target Nike in different ways. Their employers, I can target their schools, right? I can target so I'll target the interest. So Nike as a company, I can target Adidas, New Balance, Reebok. So people that have shown interest on this particular brand that buy this kind of shoes, I can target them and sell my own shoes or my own products to them, right? And depending on what I'm doing, if I'm selling perfumes, I would enter perfume brands. If I'm selling female clothes, I'll put popular female brands there to be able to target females, right? Then people that buy actively online, Facebook has also categorized them as engaged shoppers, right? So you can also target engaged shoppers. So these are people that actively do what? They actively buy online, all right? So yeah, so you can target those people, okay? All right, awesome. So this is very, very good and very, very interesting, right? So I'm going to go back now to my slide. So I'm sure that makes a lot of sense. Now, one of the things you need to do also in terms of in moving your strategy online, you have to think long-term with a key performance indicator, right? One of the reasons why you get quick, like people come to your physical location and they buy on the spot is because I originally would not wake up and go to Lagos Island every single day of my life, right? Or every single day of the week because I'm busy doing every other thing. But when I need to buy something that is sold in Lagos Island, I would have to go to Lagos Island to find that particular product. Now, what I don't want to do is I don't want to leave Lagos Island and come back home, right? And not buy what I'm looking for because, it's not an easy task to drive, leave my house or enter public transport or drive to go to Lagos Island. So I would ensure that when I go to Lagos Island, I find what I'm looking for and I buy it. So I have a self-inflicted sense of urgency, of the need to want to do what, or to want to buy at that particular point in time. Now, when it comes to online, unfortunately, you have the opposite. When it comes to online, you have the issue. When it comes to online, you have the issue of you have the issue of procrastination, like I explained earlier on. People feel like, oh, I can always visit that Instagram page tomorrow. I can always visit that website tomorrow, right? So you have that issue of procrastination. And one way to deal with it is to do what? Sense of urgency, right? Because in the brick and mortar store, people have a self-inflicted sense of urgency. In the physical store, and in the online store, people don't have that sense of urgency unless you give them what? You tell them, oh, our stock is running off, limited stock available, limited two spaces left, 2 stock left, and things like that, right? Now, so that also brings the idea of thinking long term, right? So thinking long term in the sense that with online, the only way to succeed online is to do the best way, not the only way, but the best way to succeed online is to build what we call a list. to build an email list, to build a database of potential customers, right? And to do what? To engage those customers over time until they are ready to buy from you. Because the problem with procrastination also is forgetfulness, right? So I can say, oh, I'm going to come back and buy tomorrow, and then I forget, right? And then I keep forgetting, and I keep forgetting, okay? So, and that's the reason, that's the advantage of retargeting ads, that's one. So I keep forgetting. So because I keep forgetting, I do what? I do not end up buying. So the way to deal with it is to do what? Is to use sense of urgency and to build a list. Building a list means that you think long term and it compounds. So for example, if I run Facebook ads, Instagram ads, or I drive traffic to my website, and on my website I collect people's emails, right? When I collect their emails, right, I can engage them over a period of time, and over a period of time. So for example, this month I get 1,000 people that join my mailing list, right? And 100 of them buy from me. Next month, what would happen is that I will get another 1,000 people, right? And then now I have what, 2,000 people. So assuming about out of that 2,000 people, about 500 people unsubscribed, I have 1,005 people left. Out of that 1,005 people, some of the people that did not buy from the previous month would buy in the second month, right? And over a period of 1 year, I would have had a list of about 12,000 potential customers. Now, imagine you talking to 12,000 customers, people that have bought from you, that have not bought from you, every single day, sending them promos of your products and services. You will continue to make sales on a daily basis, because that's what happened in the physical store. In the physical store, you have 1 million people come to the physical location. A fraction of that number, maybe about 1,000 people come into your store, and out of that 1,000 people buy from you. But now you are in control of those people. You have their database, and so whenever you want them to come into your store, you will do what? You send out an email, they receive it, and then they come into your store, just like the way we run ads and we engage our audience, right? And as also what LSETF has done in order to put this together. And I think this is very, very wonderful, and it's a very good platform that LSETF has put together for us today to learn, and also to get something free that will be very, very useful for us as we move on, and as we survive this current reality that is on us. Okay, so you have to think what they call it long term. Now, the third thing that you want to do is you want to help before you sell. This is more important than any other time than before, right? You want to help before you sell. Now, you even have a lot of devices, a lot of platforms that can help you. You can do YouTube Live, you can do Facebook Live, you can do Instagram Live, you can do LinkedIn Live, you can do even Twitter, right? So you have different things that you can churn out quality, useful content. I do furniture, I manufacture furniture. I can teach people on how to do what? How to take care of their furniture. I can teach people on the types of wood that would ensure that their furniture are durable, right? I'm into accounting. I can teach people about different accounting terms that they should know about, how to avoid tax issues, how to ensure that they see that they're able to keep a good books and the rest of it. Now, what we discover is that businesses and organizations that help before you sell tends to do what? Tends to make more money than businesses that just sell. Do you understand what I'm saying? So one of the things that we discovered that when you move online, in fact, there's a company that I follow. They sell. She used to sell this ring lights, camera lights in Comta Village, right? And during the pandemic, she went online and she started doing videos on how to use the ring lights. People started to order, right? Our sales increased, right? I have another person that during the lockdown is into real estate. During the real estate period, he started to create videos educating people about properties, the document that they should need, and things like that. And immediately after the lockdown, when the lockdown started getting eased, right, he had people lined up, right? These are some of our students, by the way. He had people lined up that were what they call it, that were ready, that did house viewing, and even eventually bought, what they call it, have patronized, bought 1 or 2 houses from him. Right? So it's very, very it's very, very important that we help before we sell, okay? Now, the next thing that we want to do, which is the next part I'm going to spend a bit of more time on, right, is this particular part. You have to do what? You have to change your message. One of the questions I asked earlier on is, how do we anticipate their need? How do we anticipate their desires? How do we know what they want, right? So it's by you understanding your customers. You see, for someone to buy from you, they are in a before state and they want to move to an after state, right? I do tax consulting, right? In fact, I just realized that my tax consultant is in the house, so I'm going to do a shout out to him, Tax Doctor, right? So you can find him on Instagram, okay, right? So you what they call it. So for example, how did I get to even engage him in terms of my tax? Let me just give you a scenario, right? So I needed someone to help us put our tax straight, right? We have an in-house accountant. We also were looking for a consultant that would work with us to ensure that we are following government tax regulations, right? And so one day I saw an advert on Instagram and it was educating me, it was helping me before he sold to me. There was an advert that propped up to me and told me about the different tax that I should ensure I should keep and the penalty that I would pay if I don't do those things in the right order. Right now, my before state was the fact that I had the desire to get my taxation right, my business taxation right? And so my desired outcome was to find someone that would help me get it right in the best way possible, right? And then what happens, that's my desired outcome. And voila, while I was on Instagram, I see an advert from Tax Doctor, and then I do what? I reached out to him, right? And then the next thing is we spoke on the phone. He answered my doubt questions, so which is the next part. So he agitated me with the advert by educating me on the things that I need to know and the penalties that I'm going to get. So he showed me he told me what he can do for me in terms of being my tax consultant, which is my desired outcome, right? Because the reason why people buy from you is because of what? Your desired outcome, okay? Right? So he showed me my desired outcome. He agitated me. So agitation is when you show people their before state, right? Let them realize they have a problem, their current challenges, their current pain points, and show them what a future state looks like, right? Now, once you show them what a future state looks like, they become agitated, they seek for the solution. Like, just like me, I was agitated. I started to ask questions about the solutions. Then the next thing is that I started asking myself, am I sure that this person is quality? Am I sure that this person is going to give me a good job? So I called him up and we had a discussion. I asked him all the questions. And it was very funny. I'm a very funny person, like every other consumer. I will call today. 30 minutes after, I'll call him again. I ask him another question. 1 hour after, I'll call him again. And he was able to answer all my questions, right? So what that also means is that sometimes our online strategy might not be 100% online. We might still have to get people on the phone, right? We might have to integrate a bit of offline to our online strategy, right? Or better still, assuming he had a website that he could have just directed me to learn, and he has done videos that have answered, or he has done FAQs that have answered most of these questions that I have, right? Then he would have just sent it to me. I will go and read it up, and that would help me to make my informed decision. Now, during objections and doubt stage, what people are looking for is they're looking for social proof, they're looking for guarantees, they're looking for answers to their frequently asked questions, right? So your website, your blog, your platforms must actually do what? Give answers to this particular thing, okay? Right? Then after that is the persuasive offer. How do we do persuasive offer? Like I explained earlier on, and also part of the question I was talking about is you do what? You give discounts, you give discounts, you give bonuses, right? A lot of e-commerce sites do imaginary discounts. So their product is actually 50,000, but they tell you that, oh, it's 60,000, but now they're selling for 50,000 and things like that. You give discounts, you give bonuses like, oh, if you buy from me, you get a free hand sanitizer, right? If you buy from me, you get a free hand sanitizer and all, right? So you give bonuses, right? So these are some of the ways you can give persuasive, or you can have a persuasive offer, right? And then the next thing is what? The sense of urgency. So once people go through all this process, they would naturally want to procrastinate, but if there's a sense of urgency to let them know that, oh, if you delay at this, you might not have the option to do it again, then you can be sure that they will do what? They will take the action almost immediately. And another thing also is that their doubt stage or their consideration stage is also going to reduce, because they will want to get answers to their questions faster than they will originally would do, right? And then after that, the next thing that they will do is to take an action. And after they take their action, like I always tell people, never end your sales strategy after people have bought from you. Upsell them, downsell them, cross-sell them. Have a database of your customers. Let them know when new products are out, new services are out. Engage with them on a regular basis so that they can come back and continue to buy from you. From time to time, you could even ask them for referrals. You could even incentivize the referrals to say, okay, for every person you refer, you will get a discount in your next purchase. Or for every person you refer, you get a 10,000 naira or a $10 reward. Okay, so you have to have that process. That process has to continue round the loop. Okay, right? Now the next thing you want to do, the last strategy I'm going to be talking about right now is have a winning offer backed with a selling point. Have a winning offer backed with a selling point, right? So like I explained earlier on, people would buy from you when they know that the offer is greater than the product, right? So one of the ways to let your offer also be greater is, so one of the things I tell people is that people don't buy value equals to money. So value is not directly proportional to the amount you charge, right? It is greater value that is directly proportional to the amount you charge. So that means that people buy having a sense of understanding that what they are buying, what they are buying, right? That the value they're going to get from what they are buying is higher. So for example, if I'm paying 100,000 naira from something, I am assuming that the value I'm going to get in my mind is going to be what? It's going to be 100. It's going to be 100,000. Is right? Oh, sorry, if I'm buying something of 100,000, I'm assuming that the value I'm going to get is going to be 1 million. Does that make sense? So sometimes you want to be able to do what? Define the value. So I have a very senior friend that before the pandemic sells these very luxurious face masks from Canada in Nigeria, right? The face mask is reusable, right? It costs, you just need to change the filter once a year, right? It costs, the face mask costs, I think, about 25,000 naira, right? Now, the question that was there was that when it was having issues selling it, because obviously the first thing people say when you say, oh, this thing is 25,000 naira, people are like, oh, it's too expensive, right? So now you went from the angle of telling them about, oh, so if you buy your original face masks, the disposable face masks, right? In a year, how many packs do you have to use? Each pack goes for about 15,000 naira. In a year, you would have to use 10 of it, right? Which means you'll be spending 150,000 naira, right? But if you buy this, right, in a year, your total spend will be just 30,000 naira. That person is able to see the value of that particular product, to see that the value is greater than the amount he or she is paying for. Right now, you need to understand that value is intangible, which gives us an higher advantage, which means that we determine what people perceive, right? So value is perceived, right? You can't touch it, you can't feel it. People can only imagine the value, and that's the reason why a bottle of water you buy at the corner street for 50 naira or 100 naira, you will pay 5,000 naira for it in an hotel, because you assume that the value you're getting from an hotel is from drinking the water in the hotel is much greater than drinking it normally. And you have brands like Nike, right? You have brands like Nike, like Apple, for example, that over the years they've used influencer and celebrities to imbibe the idea of luxury around their brand and to make their brand an household brand, right? Nike would sell a plain shirt and just put their Nike logo on it. Before the plain shirt was the plain shirt, it was $10. When the Nike sign goes into it, it becomes $150, right? And people were buying it, but people were buying it because they could see it on celebrities, on athletics. Athletics were wearing it, they were using the product, and it was imaginary was like, oh, so if this athletic is earning in a year earns about 15 million pounds, right? Automatically, it means that this person is obviously whatever he's wearing is not going to be cheap, right? So if I want to buy the same thing he's wearing, then I'm going to be ready to do what? To also shoot up my budget a little bit. And that's why you see in movies, you see a lot of Nike, you see a lot of Apple, you see a lot of Apple laptops being featured in movies by the lead actors, most importantly, right? Because they are trying to imbibe their products in them. So there are different ways that you can obviously set out a winning offer, right, back with a good selling point, and be able to show people that the value they're going to get from buying your product is a lot greater than what they will get. Sometimes it also takes you reminding them. It also takes you reminding them of your previous of their current state, right? So if you remind someone of their current state, right, and what their current state, what it means for them to move from their current state to their after state, then your pricing will not look as expensive as it is, right? Because they can see the value. So the problem with a product and service is not its pricing, right? It is how you communicate the value of that pricing. Okay, good. And I'm sure we are very, very excited. If you are very excited, can we put in the comment area that we are excited? Right, and I would also want us to also thank LSETF. So you can put thank you LSETF for bringing this up, for this partnership, and for allowing us to be able to speak to you guys today, for allowing this to happen today. Okay, right, awesome. All right, so now in DMSI, right, in DMSI, one of the things that we have, one of the things that we are doing, and I thank the LSETF for such a partnership, for being true to their word to try to ensure that businesses are thriving in Lagos, and businesses are not just thriving, but they are able to retain their employees, and they are also able to hire more people to reduce unemployment in Lagos. And I think that's a very good thing. And I think that's also why the digital marketing skill objective and their objective at this particular point in time became a very simple thing to uncover. Okay, so what in DMSI, I mean, with the current situation, we are focusing a part of our resources on the number one priority, helping businesses survive, right? To keep people in their jobs, and also to create new ones as well, because this is very much needed than ever before, right? And so if you go to digitalmarketingskill.com/COVID-19, you will be able to register, apply to get access to a scholarship, a training scholarship, to learn how to build your website and your e-commerce platform, right? So I'm just going to walk you through. When you go through the application, if you are successful, you will get access to where you can create your link, right? Where you can create your password. So I'm going to show you how to access the training, okay? Right? I'm going to show you how to access the training. All right. So so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go to our online platform and show you how to access the training. So when you register, you get an email. The email is going to include the link that you should log in from, right? So in this case, you get to this page, and then when you create your password and your username, right? I'm going to log in with my own password and username, right? So when I log in on the online platform, right? Now, it is very, very important that you watch these videos, right? These videos that are here, so you understand how the platform works, okay? But most importantly, you go to the core course. So for the scholarship, what we are giving is we're giving access to our website and WooCommerce training, right? Which normally is sold for 50,000. So, but for now it's free, right? So the first thing you want to do is to do what? To watch this orientation video, right? The orientation video takes you through how to use the platform, right? So that you have an easier understanding. So there are videos, simple videos, less than 1 minute, 2 minutes, right? In order to watch the platform. Now, this is what you have access to. You have access to the module 6. So you will not be able to have access to all other modules, right? If you want to have access to those modules, you will need to upgrade to our full course, right? But what we are giving access to is our module 6. So the module 6 is only what you would have access to. So if you click on start course, right, when you log in, right, if you click on start course, right, you would be able to take the course, and there are 12 lessons in the course that are step by step, very, very practical. We monitor what you're doing. If you need help, you can use the question and answer session, and we'll be there to assist you with any questions that you have, right, to ensure that you are able to get the best out of this, right? So if you think that this is amazing and you think that this is something good and you think that it is good, please do put thanks DMSI and thanks to LSETF for this opportunity. Thanks to DMSI and thanks to LSETF for this opportunity, right? So I'm going to show the website address again, right? I'm going to show the website address again, right? So make sure you do what? You have 1 month access to it, by the way. So make sure you do what? You use the next 1 month, right? To go through, once you register, your 1 month starts to count. Make sure you use the 1 month effectively to ensure that you are able to build your website and you're able to learn in the process, right? However, if you want to learn the other things, so for example, you want to learn about digital marketing fundamental, social media management, landing page and email marketing, social media advertising, Google Ads, SEO, content marketing, even if you want to learn how to get a job in digital marketing, how to start your own agency, how to start an online business, or how to do affiliate marketing, you would need to upgrade to the main course. But for this, you have access to the website. You have access to the website and e-commerce web course where you'll be able to learn. So I think everybody should take advantage of this. Awesome, right? So for you to have access to that, you will have to go to digitalmarketingskill.com/COVID-19. digitalmarketingskill.com/COVID-19. Okay, so you would also receive a thank you message, and that thank you message will include the link to it. Okay, so if you want to upgrade, right, if you want to upgrade, I'm going to be sharing our phone number to our sales department. Also, you can reach out to the person. If you just want to go straight and buy the entire course, you can also go straight and buy the entire course. But I would, just for the benefit of the doubt, right, let me just make this clear. What you have access to is the WordPress and the e-commerce course. That's what our partnership with DMSI and with LSETF is giving you the opportunity to be able to have access to, right? And so please do take advantage of it. And as we take advantage of it, I'm sure that our business would experience growth and our business would achieve success, okay? So just before we go into question and answer session, right? And also before I pass the mic to Omowumi from LSETF, right? I would also want to say thank you to LSETF for this opportunity, this great opportunity, and to also say that LSETF has been a very, very strong backbone, especially to Lagos State. A lot of people have benefited from it in terms of job creation, and even in the midst of this reality, the current COVID-19 reality, they are still stepping up to the game, right? And so you can always contact them using these numbers on the screen, right? For businesses, most importantly, and for their different opportunities that they have, okay? In order to ensure that you are successful or you are growing at this particular point in time. Also, do remember that success only comes to those that take action, right? So from everything that you've learned right now, it might not be useful to you if you don't implement it. So make sure you take some of what you've learned and you implement it, and we hope that we see you excited, happy, and we hope that you get results and you are able to hire more people, you are able to keep more people in their job, and you are able to grow tremendously during this extremely tough time. All right, so thank you very much. Omowumi, I would hand over to you.
Hello. Hi, Toby.
Yeah, how are you doing, Omowumi?
Hello, everyone. Yeah, thank you so much for that very informative session. I mean, we picked up, I'm sure myself as well as other people, picked up a lot of points. I mean, it's very clear and apparent that really in the new normal, it's key that businesses keep looking into opportunities to push their sales. So obviously one of them is getting their businesses online, as you've rightfully taken us through this presentation today. I mean, I've learned a lot. How do I maximize my sales? There's the organic method as well as the paid method. The organic methods such as engaging on forums, search engine maximization, the paid methods such as running ads on social media platforms. So, I mean, thank you so much. Really informative, really helpful. I'm sure a lot of our participants have taken a lot away today. So we have now we're going to move over to the Q&A session.